Listen to this track, bitch. Listen to this track, bitch.
Hey, yeah, boy. Hey, yeah. Beauty and the Beats, the podcast.
We're here.
And we are back like that. Jessica down.
I'm in the building.
I go by the name of Drumma Boy, a.k.a. D-Boy Fresh.
Hey.
And we back again, man. Lord willing.
God, thank you.
Man.
We made it back again.
We in here.
Another episode, another special episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, we keep some in the back pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. The juice is on the table, man.
Yes.
Man, shout out to the cranberry, the apple, raspberry.
Yeah, but we need some, I mean, where you know, y'all free to
What's
send
up
us
with the
some
liquor sponsors?
Yeah, send us some liquor up here. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Branson, they sent a couple things.
like
I got
that.
some water. What's the name of the water we got?
Tell
We got
Diddy
some
send
water
me
here.
that tequila. I likes that.
Oh, yeah.
What is it called? Dailion or something? I don't know.
What's
I don't know what it is, but it's
I
good.
don't wanna be wrong. Daquan or
Something, but he needs to send it so we can know what it is.
Yeah, we need that Diddy. We need that imported.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? We'll take some Ciroc too. Shout out to Rose.
Yeah.
We got some Bel Air on the way.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's fam.
Yeah, we confirmed. You know what I'm saying? What you been on? What you
Because we
been
want to
working
get
on?
lit. You know
What you been up to?
You know what? This past weekend, you know, I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
You know,
Crazy.
it was a big occasion back home.
Oh, yeah.
We both
yeah.
attended.
Can I live?
Can I Live weekend? And
Oh,
it
man.
was
Huge.
huge.
Shout out to Curtis Givens, man.
Shout out
that
to
was his
Whoop.
20th anniversary.
Yes.
All white party.
All white.
This
The
is like
Power
our
30.
This is our Alex Goodwin
Yes.
of Memphis. This is our
Yes.
Mark Barnes
Yes.
of Memphis, man. Shout out to
My
all of
brother.
the promoters who do it big for their city, so you
Because
know how
Wook
special.
is, I love all the promoters. Everybody that showed me love in Memphis, don't get me wrong, but Wook is the what do you call it? Like, he's the engineer of that shit in Memphis.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that's the go-to.
that's
When you
our
want to
nightlife
party in
king.
Memphis, you going to Love, you going to a Curtis Givens
back in the day, it was
event.
Premiere, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Anywhere he had was popping.
Oh, yeah. You know, and he been doing it for a long time. It's
So-
some years before that 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That he ain't counted. You know what
so
I'm saying?
I had a ball. I felt like I let my hair down at home. Player Fly jumped on the stage
All white.
all night.
All white.
That was so legendary. Listen,
Man, hey, he pulled me on the stage, man. Shout out to Curtis.
Yes.
Shout out to DJ.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying, man? Them brothers
yes.
doing it real
real big. So
man.
shout out to our city. We love everybody.
Absolutely.
We proud of everybody.
Memphis. Speaking of cities, man, you know what I'm saying? I got to bring my Baltimore familia.
Ooh,
in
I
here, man.
love Baltimore women.
This is like, man, somebody I really respect. I've worked on movies with. I scored one of my first films with. I got to introduce, man, Dollphace music. Monica.
Yeah.
I be like, Monica, a.k.a. Dollphace music is in the building.
This
How
is
you doing?
royalty. Hold on.
Oh,
You
yeah,
hear
that's
this?
the queen. That's boss lady.
The queen has arrived, okay?
She over here
Don't play
smiling
with
like
her.
Michael Jackson still ain't said one word. You know how Michael Jackson to get on the stage won't say
Ooh,
nothing,
but all the women
and the
be
crowd
crying.
would still be clapping, and he'll just be smiling and
falling
laughing.
out.
Still ain't
He
said
ain't
nothing.
said nothing. He just smiling. Thank you. Hi, Monica.
So humble.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. When Drumma called, I gotta show up.
Yes, you know, drumma can pull the best of them.
Drumma's like Monica.
Monica, you know I gotta do podcasts, right? I need you on the show, right? And we sharing amazing stories. We're putting the spotlight on the powerful brothers and sisters doing amazing things, entrepreneurs coming up, and we give a lot of game on this show. So I was like, man, you know, you in town working, you know what I'm saying? Your schedule is tight. But she made a time for.
I be hearing in the streets with they
what's
working on
important.
some stuff,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't want to say too much. But I heard there's some stuff going on in she's doing.
Oh yeah, what you working
Can you
on
just
the
give us a
film?
little bit, a little bit?
bit.
Just a little hint.
Just a little bit. Yeah, this is I love Atlanta. I've been here to do movie premieres, as you know. And I have some great music relationships here in Atlanta, you being one. But this is my first time coming here to do a movie.
Oh, wow.
To actually produce a film. And
First time.
I'm going to be honest, I was a little nervous, but just being out of my element, everything I've ever shot has been in LA. So I'm spoiled. I'm Hollywood.
Right.
But been blessed enough to work with all of the legends, from Stevie Wonder to Spike Lee to Martin Lawrence. I have a current project that I can't say too much, but it's huge, and it's about an announcement about to come with Martin Lawrence. And I just take every blessing. I don't take nothing for granted. I just think that everything happens the way that it's supposed to. That's why I'm here today. Because when I did one of the first, I would say one of the first major film moves, it was putting my own film in theaters across the country. I did a limited release, and I called on Drumma, and I called him, and he had 2 weeks to not only, I really called on him to produce the soundtrack, but I was like, wait a minute. He knows how to, his dad, worked on a full orchestra. I was like, he knows how to play all these instruments. So he ended up scoring the whole film. And it was
big
like
drum.
2 weeks.
Big drum. I just came through with the
And it was so good. It was the film
Holla 2.
Holla 2.
Wow.
And we did a limited release in theaters, and it was very successful. It was
We got to show a little
like
clip of
the
that.
Oh, yeah.
it was the highest average grossing film for the opening week, and we did
wow.
New York, Houston, DC, Baltimore,
Yeah.
Memphis,
Tierra
Atlanta.
Marie.
Yeah.
We got Vanessa Bell Calloway
Yeah.
in there, like classic. Omar Gooden.
Yeah, that was
was
great.
big.
Keely Williams.
Oh, yeah.
I got to
Chitty
go
Girls.
back and look that up.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
film. We had so much fun. And, I always tell people, they say, well, how do you do this? Or how do you figure out how to do these things? And I tell them, look, you just got to dive in that ocean, and then you got to figure it out. You got to survive. You got to swim.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, I'm prepared. I went to school and got my degree in cinema and television and electronic media management and radio. So every area that I've gone in, I just feel like I want to be educated first, and then resources. I've been blessed enough to have a lot of relationships, and I tell people, keep your relationships good, do what you say, and when you say you're going to do something, just follow through and do it. And if you fall short, just reach out to people, and you'll be surprised how many people will help you.
And be
They
understanding.
will help you and say, okay, what do you have? And if you have X amount of dollars, and you have X amount of crew, and you have your equipment, then they'll be like, okay, I want to do it. Because sometimes we think people are up here, and they're trying to figure some things out as well.
Right.
Right.
So the timing is usually like, oh my God, I wanted to do this anyway. And then you come together, and then boom, it's manifested.
Magic, yeah.
And so I'm in Atlanta now, and I'm shooting a film. It's it's a secret. I can't really talk about a secret project, but I'm super excited. And I have to say, shout out to Atlanta. We have gotten, we got a lot of love here, and everybody was nice, from the hotels to all the locations. People were very. It's not
Open
I'm
arms.
used to people being nice in LA, but the prices are higher and they're a little less flexible. Here they, they're still excited about. Oh wow, you guys, we're doing a movie, and
We probably
The
5-10
humbleness.
years in. Black Panther was done here. A couple other big films.
Yeah,
there.
The Tupac
and series
movie.
and stuff
Tupac
like
movie.
that. I know Star was filmed here. and-
Atlanta. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
but let me ask you this. So when you were growing up, I know you said you went to school for all of this different stuff, but when you were growing up as a kid, did you always know that you wanted to get into film? What was like your first moment when you were like, I wanna do this. I wanna be this.
when I was growing up, everybody know, not just me. I told everybody, I'm going to Hollywood. I'm going to be
Really?
an actress. I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to be a dancer. From my probably 5 on up, everybody can say, somebody just put on my Instagram. I remember when you were little and you had the brush and you were singing in the mirror, and one of my cousins, like my family would run from me literally because I would make everybody do a talent show. Like every
I
weekend.
used to do that too.
Yeah, we doing a talent show. Yes.
Perform for my mama.
Yeah. Karaoke, all that.
Yeah,
Yes,
so-
that's crazy. And you got a daughter, right?
I have 2 daughters and
Two daughters.
Yeah.
And they're getting into film.
Yeah, well,
One
one
just
of them
graduated
graduated
film
from LA Film School. And what is it, cum laude?
Congratulations.
Cum laude at the top of her class.
Yes.
Yeah,
Claps.
she graduated.
So I know you
into-
proud of
Oh,
that.
yeah. But I didn't want to force them. I really didn't want to push them to be in this, but they kind of watched me and they were around it.
And you do it with such style and grace, and I'm sure they living a great life. So they like, let me go on into this too.
Yeah, and
Why
then,
not?
you know, you want to be like your
like
your
your
daughters want to be
parents,
like their
yeah.
mamas. The sons want to be like their daddies. You
Yes.
look up, especially when you're doing something.
That's
you around
huge
all them
like that.
people. You with Kevin
Yeah.
Hart, mama.
Mom.
You with Drumma Boy, mama. You with. I remember meeting one of her daughters when she was like 9th grade, 8th
Wow.
grade. And they, you know what I'm saying? Fans of music and whatnot. So it's definitely amazing to see your daughter graduate. You know what I mean? I want to see some of the films you're working on. If you're listening,
Yes.
put me in one. If you're
Put me in
listening.
one because I'm ready.
Absolutely.
I feel like I've been filming all that time I was on Love and Hip Hop anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like I was acting in some
Well,
places
you have
here
the
and there.
foundation. I mean, you guys have the foundation, and everybody has their story. Everybody has a story, and you'd be surprised once you start telling your story. It just comes together. I mean,
Yes, we got
Yeah.
to talk. I got a good story.
Absolutely. So coming up, Baltimore. Tell me about Baltimore coming up. High school, going into college, figuring out, you know, what it is that you want to do. You already knew since 5 that you love music, love film. How did you zone in on one particular thing, or did that one particular thing zone in on you?
Well, although I was very expressive about entertainment, performing arts, I did the performing arts after school. I literally went to an academically accelerated school. I went to an engineering school. So when I tell people I was literally welding at the age of 14.
Wow.
So that, in our household, it was like, okay, get the education and, you know, make sure that you know, excel and get the scholarships and things like that. So that was the foundation. You know, if you get straight A's, it's like, okay, Baltimore Polytechnic was an engineering school. So most of the kids that were in Baltimore City, we got on buses and we went to the school in the outskirts. It was a great school. And when I say that was my biggest discipline,
Yeah.
because at 14 and you're in a room and there's hot melted metal and you have to pour it into something, you could burn yourself, you know, or there's flames popping and you have a big hat on, like, you know, like somebody's dad, like working in a mill or something. Like I was 14. I talk to my friends to this day and we talk about that and saying, wow, we really did that young. We look back and like, how did we do that? And then doing mechanical drawing and chemistry and thermodynamics and things that people really haven't even heard of, to get that at the foundation, that made it easier for me. So by the time I got to college, I could take 30 units. I could get out of school quick. I could take the French and the math and, the, you know, all the things because I was, you know, the foundation was solid. But I think the most important education for me was my grandmother. You know, some people say when your parents split and you're a broken home, my mom and dad split when I was like maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But I had my grandmother, and I still had my dad. They just lived in separate homes, and I would see my dad on the weekend or whatever, or whenever. But my grandmother raised 10 kids. She manufactured her hair product in the basement. She owned the store in the corner, and she was a head cook for a multi-purpose center. So we were trained from the ground up, get out the bed at 5 o'clock, you know, lay out a plan. And I wanted to be so much like her. I would just follow her. On my Christmas breaks, when I was home from school, instead of sleeping in like most kids, I got up at 5 and went to her job. I worked in the store on the corner. So that's why I tell people, it wasn't really a struggle because I knew, okay, if I leave Baltimore and go to California, living in my car is not an option. So I'm going to
Yes.
have to get a job. I'm going to have to either get a product, tutor somebody, consult, do something, and I can make
Right.
an income.
And you
so,
were willing to put that work in.
always. And I just get excited about work, and I get excited about helping people. I wasn't like a normal child. Like, I would go to relatives' house, and I would clean their house from top to bottom. I just like making people happy, you know, serving them. And then you grow up, and those ways are your ways. Like, okay, if I could help you, whether it's braiding somebody's hair in the neighborhood or cleaning somebody's house or walking up the road to McDonald's. I had a job at McDonald's, and I think my sister always said, when you were 19, you had 4 jobs. Do you remember? And I was like, I did. She's like, yeah. She told me where I worked.
Just
And I
like
was like,
grandmama.
yeah, I just don't like to depend on people, number one.
Yes.
And number two, I like to be able to, if you fall short here, what you need, boom, boom. It's a
Yes.
good feeling
Yes, it
when you
is.
can sleep at night and
Yeah.
you made somebody else happy. Because
Yeah.
my grandmother made us happy, and
Yeah.
she felt good. And every day she was, and I wonder, like, wow, every day she would walk through the house, thank you, God, thank you. All my kids are in their right mind. Everybody's healthy. Thank you, God, thank you, God. And so when I'm doing this Trials to Triumph panel that I do on Clubhouse every Friday, got to plug Trials to Triumph, because that's how this movie got me here in LA. Somebody met me on Clubhouse, and they were like, oh, we need help doing our movie. And they didn't believe that I was going to help them. And I ended up, coming with the funds, coming with all the skills, and we ended up doing the movie. So Trials to Triumph. You go through the trials, you go down your journey, and you meet people on the road like Dorothy. We all have it in us. We just have to go down that road, and we discover we're meeting people on our journey,
Yeah.
and we're recognizing you have gifts, and we're strengthening each and every one of us. And I just have these beliefs that are so positive in my mind that I think that's why everything I say, God let it manifest. I say I want to work with Spike Lee. Boom, work with Spike Lee. I want to work with Stevie Wonder. Boom, he's the first
And
guest
I
at my
remember
wedding.
before
Yeah,
that.
so
And so the fact that you said that and made it happen and manifest, and then I remember you calling me and say, hey, this is happening. And then after when it happened, it's like, okay, she's one of the stars. You know what I mean? I always
The
speak
energy,
on them stars up there. There's only a few of
yes.
us who do what we say and then
And
execute.
it happens
then,
every time.
you know what I mean?
and
Absolutely.
be fearless. I tell people, be fearless only because a setback is a setup for a comeback. When something seems like it's going wrong, it's really going right. We just kind of think ahead. And everything that I think I've been on the path of doing, even when I was doing my stand-up comedy, getting on stage, bombing night after night after night. And, comedians would be like, Monica, you got it. You got to curse. You got to say this. And I said, I'm not saying that. That's not me. And I would have people, I want to write for you. And I was like, no, I want to come from a place.
Right.
And so I ended up getting a job selling cars and making a ton of money. That was my story. God said, I'm going to give you a story.
But
So
the
I
fact
started
that you
talking
were
about
willing
that.
to say no,
No.
and knew what you wanted and knew how you wanted to deliver yourself
Yes.
Yeah.
is the key for me.
Yes, definitely for me too.
Authenticity. I don't want to be somebody else's voice, because
Yes.
then you're not you.
Oh yeah.
You got to
There's
keep
no
that
way
up,
somebody
you
else
know?
can be you.
That's like if
Yeah.
you say, Dom, I want to write for you, and then you start writing this stuff, and she's doing it, and it's
It ain't
clicking,
even-
but she's not really happy. She's like, this is not me. I
This-
got something to say, and she really gonna shine when she
Yes.
say what she's got
Gotta
to
say.
say, because people can feel your truth.
Right. So taking notes. You said something about taking notes and moving around. You got these 3-4 jobs in LA. You solidify yourself in LA. What was it about the comedy side that had you fascinated? I heard you speaking on going to comedy shows, taking notes, and
The funniest
how did
thing.
you get into that world?
How I got to LA in the first place, I auditioned for a girl group. I was in Baltimore, and they were looking for like a female new edition, 5-part harmony group. I auditioned, got picked. They moved me to California in this girl group. And then just probably 8 months down the road, they were like, we're going to do a new edition. I was hyped because I like when stuff different outside of the box. Nobody had that. Then it was like, I think In Vogue came along, or somebody came along. They were like, no, we need y'all to do that. So they wanted us to be like that. I was like, nah, thanks, but bye. And I was taking a big chance because they paid for us to come. So now, Monica, you have to get a job. And my job was doing the steps, doing the choreography for the group. So I made that little money. And I think I had a little side job at the bank. And I ended up saying, you know what? I'm just gonna go make my own demo tape. I'm gonna meet people, hustle, and blah blah blah. So I ended up living next door to Sinbad. You know the comedian Sinbad's sisters. He had 2 sisters and a brother. They were my neighbors, and we all became so close. And they used to say, "Not my name is Monica." They used to say, Monica, you so funny, Monica, you so funny. And everything I used to say, they said, girl, you are hilarious. And so Sinbad was like, no, I'm going to take you to the Comedy Act Theater. We're going to put you on stage. And so they took me.
Legendary.
Dear Sinbad.
Sinbad. Okay, now the story unfolds.
Yeah, so they put me on stage, and I got a little chuckles here. And his sisters, man, they had their info. They were like, oh, them girls, they just mad because you cute, Monica. You the funniest thing because I did okay. I ain't like kill or nothing.
So you actually got up on the stage and did stand-up comedy yourself.
Yes, that's what she was saying. She been doing it.
I did stand-up for like 8 years. You didn't know?
Oh,
see?
That's crazy.
I did Comic View. We got to find the receipts.
Oh, yeah, we got to find them.
We got to
find the receipts.
I promise you.
Comic View, I watched Comic View all through school.
God.
Come on,
That's
man.
That's all I watched.
Oh, man, between
serious?
Comic View wasn't as classic as Def Jam.
Yeah, but I used to watch Comic View.
Comic View was like, oh, man.
D.L. Hughley.
Yeah.
Comic View,
wow.
D.L.
I'm going to look that up.
That was the next platform
Ricky
for
Harris.
sure.
Rest in peace, Ricky Harris.
Man, a lot of comedians came via Comic View for sure.
Y'all need to bring back Comic View, BT, or we need to bring it back.
Yeah, we come up with something else. I got a few names.
Okay.
So you in there with Sinbad's sisters and whatnot. You doing stand-up comedy and whatnot. How do you go from comedy to film, or the artistry?
Yeah, what happened is I did stand-up for, 5 years or so. But when I was doing the stand-up, my brain functions like this. We used to get $40. They would pay us a little $40 fee. Mm-hmm. And I used to look around and say, man, this place holds like 400 people. If we sell $10 a ticket, I can make, $4,000. So I was entrepreneurial spirit, So I fell back and said, I'm not going to work on doing the stand-up. I'm going to be a host. So I'll get funny and I'll hire, I'll be able to build a relationship with the comedian. So I started hosting my own night, called it the Comedy Spot, and had everybody from Cedric to Chris Tucker, everybody came, Wow. And so I grew. I hosted that with Ricky Harris, rest in peace, Ricky Harris. And I learned so much from all the comedians because by day I had a job at the Daily News. So you're a little less motivated when you're making a lot of money. I was making a lot of money, like a lot. And so
I can imagine.
Yeah, so it's hard to get on stage, and if you're not funny, it's like, okay, I ain't funny. I'm going to work tomorrow and I'm going to make a ton of money. I don't care. Yeah. So I turned that into, I just flipped it and said, I'm going to be the producer. And then I grew as a comedian, so I was still getting to do comedy. I was doing everything that everybody else got to do. I remember Kim Whitley used to tell me, she'd say, girl, you going on, you got that good job and you still here taking jobs, you on auditions and stuff. Yeah. So I would go to my auditions and like I said, I was always blessed, but it's the ambitious side of me that said I enjoyed the process. It was fun to me. So I would just go do the stand-up and during the day work my job, at night have the comedy club. And then I think I was making really good money. And then I saw an ad in the paper that said, this sounds crazy, but it's true. I saw an ad in the paper, you can make $25,000 a month selling cars. So I left the newspaper company and went to Mazda, a Mazda store. And I ended up being there like 8 years. I was making so much money, bought a house, and then I just started investing in myself, the films, the comedy club, and it just started growing. I could fund my own stuff. So I was like, man, this is great.
That's crazy.
So everybody was coming to me for cars because it was like being on the strip. You had Mercedes, you had every brand. So they would come and they could get the car from me. And my agent came. I didn't even have an agent at the time, but she came, I sold her a car. She became my agent. And so she was sending me out on auditions. She was sending me on auditions. And then I ended up booking a national commercial. And then man, the story,
thing
like I
led
said,
to
it's a
another.
lot. It's a lot.
But it's
That's why
always
And
it's
you
it's
got
interesting
a
to hear
book
this.
too.
documentary.
yeah.
book. You
Documentary.
guys gonna hear it. It's so much that
I'm looking forward to
I
this.
just want the young people to understand. Don't be in a box. You don't. People say just focus on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can focus on one thing, but be open to a lot of other things because you don't know which one thing is going to segue. Because the comedy segued me as an entrepreneur into the film. So the comedians, because they were my peers, and I could get the funding and the backing, I ended up producing a stand-up special for Eddie Griffin. So I was like, okay, now I have
But
to
see-
go to get the degrees in the cinema.
And that's
television.
crazy. It's step by step. It's crazy how one step will lead to another
another one,
thing.
yeah.
And then you wouldn't learn pitching had you not had that sales job.
Yeah,
selling cars.
that's that part.
See, now I know how to
That
pitch.
part.
Now I know
That
how to
part.
sell. And once you become a true salesman, you can sell anything.
Anything.
That was
Yeah.
my first job, just for feet, selling shoes.
Yeah.
So, I was always into the clothes, the fashion, and I saw the value of people having things.
Right.
And when you're the connection to them having
Having
those
things, you
things,
always gonna have a connection to them.
Yeah.
So
Period.
definitely, I know you learned that pitch.
Yes.
You was-
If you take the automobile business out of my life,
You
oh yeah.
don't
because
think it would
I
have been
was
the
able
same?
to. Most people know me in Hollywood. I was able to get an investor.
Mm-hmm.
He invested millions and millions and millions on a handshake. It was just like, oh no, Monica, she can get it done.
Yeah,
And
you know how to
it's
speak,
just the
and you can get the
belief,
deal
that
done.
language. It's the language, and it's
Yes.
also it's the follow through.
Exactly.
Because if you sell somebody a whole car, and they come back unhappy, where are you going?
Yeah,
They're
but you
coming
want to
to-
service
yeah.
them. You want to give them that customer
Yeah.
service. Make sure that whatever that does happen, you fix it.
Take care of
and
it,
we
yep.
good, and they keep coming back.
Yeah, and send it people.
Oh yeah,
Word of mouth is
Referrals,
big.
for
Serve people, and you're going to get good results. I don't care what
Yes.
anybody says. If you give and serve the universe is going to give and serve you back. So
Yes.
that's the first thing. And I watched my grandmother and my mother do that, taking care of people, giving. And people would say to me, when I was selling the cars, they would say, why are you buying them a car cover? Why are you buying them drinks? Why are you buying them lunch from 4 and 20? Why are you? It just felt good. The kids are
Yeah,
in,
they'll
kids are
never
in there.
forget you.
They're fumbling around. So I would have the crayons, and I would get the crayons and food. It just
That's thoughtful, because me
Yeah.
as a mother, I'd be like, whoa, girl, I got to buy something from you. You done helped me out. So I'm always coming to you, you know?
yeah,
So, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
thoughtful thing. That's just you being a good person.
yeah.
That
So when did you see your name on the credit in the film world? Was it working with someone? Was it a film that you produced, or it was working amongst as a partner? That you was excited, like,
the
man, my
first
name is on
credit, I funded the project.
Ooh.
And that was in 2007.
Boss.
Yeah, that was in 2007, yeah. Yeah.
That was the first year I came to LA. Actually, I was Shouty. I did Shouty for Plies. I
Plies.
won an ASCAP award, and that was my first year ever in LA. I won an ASCAP award.
So if you could do, like, since you do so many different projects and work with so many people, if you did like a project and you could have like your dream cast, name 5 people that you
No
could have.
Denzel in there.
One is no longer here. Kobe Bryant would have been at the top. The top.
So
Kobe
you would have
got
done a
that.
film
Michael
with
Jackson.
you would have done a film with
Michael
Kobe.
Jackson, Kobe, and Tupac.
Put
Three
his
people
daughter
are no
in some
longer-
hooping.
Oh, wow.
Put his daughter in some hooping. Put
Yeah,
it
yeah.
the youngest.
Yeah, the youngest. She got a little
Put
more
her
to
there.
do.
The 3 dream, well,
Those the 3 you top.
those were the
Pop,
top.
Michael, and Kobe.
They
and
were.
you would
And everybody know me know
in
that.
a movie.
Oh, I would have just been working
You
with
would
him.
just started something.
Whether he was the executive producer, I would team
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
and work with him.
He could have
And,
spoke a couple
Oh,
languages off in there.
yes.
He could have been a translator. That would have been
Yes.
cool. You made him
Yes.
a translator.
And Stevie was on the list. I've already worked with Stevie.
Okay.
Spike Lee was on the list. I've already worked with Spike. Martin
Denzel.
definitely on the list. Martin family, he's on the list.
No Denzel.
So this would be your dream cast.
Because Denzel is just so great, and I mean, I could work
It's a
with
little
Denzel.
pressure.
but
It'll be a little pressure you working with Denzel. You don't think?
no, I just
Be a little nervous.
Ain't gonna be
I
no
watched so
pressure.
many. I think with Denzel, I've watched so many tapes of him and got so much knowledge from
Yeah.
him. And his wife is a Libra like me. Like I study them. So I think I've already learned from Denzel so much. But hey, that would be a blessing to be able to work on a project and, have his name on there, that part. But I think,
I love Lorenz Tate.
oh, him.
Yeah.
Lorenz
Yeah,
is
Lorenz,
don't get his just due. He
definitely.
need to be in some more films.
Definitely. Lorenz, Beyonce, Lorenz.
Beyonce for sure.
Beyonce.
Needs to
Yeah,
do
she
more
hasn't gotten her
films.
big acting where she could just really show out yet. I don't
She
think.
got the one with her and Jennifer Hudson was a classic.
Oh yeah,
Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls was good.
That's
I want to
Still,
work with
that's
Jamie.
still.
Jamie Foxx.
Oh,
work
yeah,
with
yeah,
Jamie.
yeah,
Jamie.
is the most
Jamie, the
talented
funniest
person.
guy, man.
Jamie Foxx is the most talented person ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eddie Murphy, of course.
And humble, man. Shout out to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie.
I've been out there to the house invited many times. Shout out to Pops.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Duke.
Yeah, so I think I want to work with people that I learned from. Sierra.
Oh, yeah,
Sierra
yeah.
from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Sierra, love to work with Sierra. I think she is so amazingly great, talented. Al Pacino at the top.
Oh yes,
Classic,
you
classic.
just said a good one right there.
Classic. I like Robert De Niro too.
Oh,
how
yeah,
he's
they
able
go to kinda go
You know,
together.
he's able to get you with the gangster, but then he can hit you with some funny, corny family. Like what's the movie?
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas was classic. But
No,
what's
no,
the
no.
funny movie where
he-
he was with the family. He was doing the funny.
The Fockers? Meet the Fockers.
Meet the Fockers. Oh man, classic.
But with the two of them, that's the best movie ever. Al
Yeah.
Pacino and Robert De Niro and Heat. That was great.
Yeah.
Of course, Stevie, but like I said, I've worked with Stevie already.
What do you want to do that you haven't done?
Oh, Lord.
Skydive from a plane.
That's not happening. That part.
You gonna go to space like Jeff Bezos?
I think, I always tell people if I left this earth today or tomorrow, I just want to have my daughters, and I think they're very close. I want them to they understand finances, they understand business, and have them run True Vision Media Group, my company. That's my dream. Everything, my dream is through them and what they want to do. That's why they were working on the film this past 3 weeks, and they were in the film.
Oh, yeah.
So my dream is really to take care of them.
For sure.
And
You
keep
should
being
do a
the best
film like
person.
DJ Khaled. He made his son the executive producer.
Oh yeah.
That's so cute.
That-
And he is
isn't that
so
amazing, man?
Cute.
Ain't he
He's the
cute?
cutest. Between him and Blue Ivy, those two are so cute.
And that album went triple platinum. So his
I
son.
want to work
son
with,
is
believe it or not, I
sick.
want to work with Blue Ivy. I really want to work with that little baby because I
Yeah.
just think she's not no baby. She's like 8
big
or 9
now, yeah.
But she's just a special talent.
Yeah.
She's very, very uniquely talented. So, yeah,
That's
that's
what's
it.
up.
Well,
And I want to work with you too. So, hey.
Hey, we
Yes.
gotta. I've been on you. Like I need a writer. I got a
I
couple
definitely-
ideas. I got a lot of
definitely.
celebrity talent that want to be in it. Obviously, that's the easy
That's
part.
easy.
But we want to get some key main actors off in there to really exemplify, the true talent. I hate doing films and you just see all the celebrity. But then
you
they-
want
know what
raw
I'm saying?
talent too.
You want that raw act. You want the
That's one
guys
thing
who
Tyler
really do
Perry
this
don't
they
have is
world.
some raw actors.
Yeah, I mean, and you learn from them as well. And they give you something. Sometimes you just discover something through them. So I just like that. I like working with new up and coming people with fresh ideas. So.
Yeah.
What's up with your club, True Visionaries Club? You
Oh,
been
True
doing it.
Visionaries
What
Club,
kind
that's
of
the Trials to Triumph. I do that every Friday on Clubhouse. And I was actually doing that before Clubhouse. But like I said, my mission statement is to inspire and uplift through the arts and beyond that. And people come there every Friday. They're on this app and they won't leave.
Yeah,
I start
Clubhouse
at 6
has been
o'clock.
amazing. A lot
and
of
they be
great
getting that
information.
knowledge.
A lot of great
Yeah.
information. Networking, politicking.
And it's just talking about yourself. Like I ask questions like this. Who's your biggest cheerleader? Because we're always cheering on other people. Who is your biggest cheerleader?
Right.
Who do you trust the most?
Right.
Sometimes you might not recognize who your biggest cheerleader is too.
Yeah.
That's why I asked the question, so you could dig deep and say, wait a minute, and who do you trust the most? Because who you trust the most may not be who they trust the most. Like
Yeah, the feeling might not be mutual.
Yeah. So we do questions like that, and people come in and they really get deep, and we ask questions that you just would not normally think about,
Right.
you know, and they talk, and we call it the living room because it's people from all over the world. They come in, and once we start talking, and everybody's listening, like, wow, that was deep. I never thought about that. And you're listening to different people, and you're networking, and you're fellowshipping, and I mean, we sing, we talk, we pray, we, you know,
Everything. Just
Everything.
a family.
Yeah.
and it's 6 o'clock, and sometimes people don't leave till 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh,
it's
y'all
hard to
party.
get
And then
off
I
of
get
that.
and then I get silly.
What am I charging? Let me
We
charge my phone.
and we do trivia. I mean, my room is different because a lot of the rooms are talking about how to make money and mind coaching and this, and everybody's strategizing on how to make money. We're in there talking about how to live, how to have a healthy mentality, how to live a healthy life, how to be sane, you know. And so people like what that feels like because
How
that's
to
priceless. I don't care how much
maintain
money
sanity.
you have.
Yeah.
If you are not healthy, it don't matter.
Yeah,
Right.
Facts.
Stress
So,
is definitely,
Definitely.
a killer.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have attracted
No, that's
people
big.
all over. And
That's
we
big. I
love
saw
it.
you doing that. I said we got to speak on that. That's definitely
huge.
big. Follow the group, True Visionaries Club, for sure. I definitely want to ask you what's been your funniest moment on set? Cause you done work with so many
funny
What's
people.
the biggest blooper? Funniest moment on set?
Oh, yesterday, my daughter, that was funny. My oldest daughter, her character name was Jessica, and my youngest daughter's character's name was Michelle. So my daughter, Misty, she did her part, and then the little one, my name is Jessica, and then we just all bust out laughing because her name was supposed to be Michelle, and she was saying the name of my other daughter.
Yeah.
And she went to the performing arts school, and she's really, you know, established, and we just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Just the faces on everybody when they were like, "Oh, you gotta do
Yeah.
it again."
Do it again.
but I'll tell you the funniest moment as a stand-up, not for me, but there was a comedian, his name is Scruncho. I don't know if you know Scruncho, but he's very, very funny. He was doing his set, and he was so tired. He told a joke, and then he told jokes, and then he said the joke again, and he was like, did I say that already? And it was the funniest.
Damn, bro, you fell asleep on the stage.
He told
was
the same joke
delirious.
twice. He told the same joke twice. That was the funniest thing I had ever seen.
Yeah.
Damn, hey, wake up, bro.
Come on,
wake
bro.
up, there,
Get
bro.
it together.
One of the
Slap 'em.
funniest things I gotta say, man, was Jamie Foxx. We was talking about Jamie Foxx earlier. Jamie Foxx got on stage at the
roasted.
Barry Sanders. It was Emmitt Smith. It was an Emmitt Smith birthday celebration. Man, they got Miss what's it, Miss Parker? What's her name? Monique.
Oh yeah,
They got Monique there. Man, Guy. What's the guy? The comedian guy. I forget his name.
Joe Torre.
Joe Torre. Man, they had some of everybody there. Jamie Foxx get on the stage. Man, he told Doug Williams.
We just was talking about this not even a month
Oh
ago.
man, that's the funny man, bro. Just Jamie Foxx
Wow.
ends Doug Williams' career. And then at the end, like they call him Doug Christie. But it was just
Oh
like,
wow.
he got up there and was supposed to be, Doug Williams was supposed to be, talking
Roasting
about
Emmett.
Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he, started taking shots at Jamie. Man, you just gotta watch it. We're gonna
I
show that
gotta
clip
look- yeah,
too. We
show
gotta
that
show that
clip.
clip. This is the funniest.
Wow.
Straight up. Nah, but anything that you wanna what advice would you give before we get out of here to upcoming filmmakers, young women, empowering these young sisters, getting into the business, getting into the industry, entertainment industry?
Do the work. Don't take shortcuts. Do what you say you're going to do and move with integrity. Move with integrity. But most importantly, all those things really, but definitely put the work in. Put the work in and don't cut corners. Like don't align yourself with people to try to use people.
Right.
Because once you become known for that, and we're living in a different day and age now, people are unforgiving, just be intentional and don't try to use people or get close to people just because. Just do the work, and people will find you. God and the universe will bring it right to you. Just do the work, and be prepared.
Yes, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Be
I always say
prepared.
be prepared when
Be
opportunity
prepared.
presents itself. Key to success.
Key to success.
And learn, read some books, study. Like I said, we talked about
Learn
me
how to
sitting in the back of the
spell.
comedy
Taking
store.
notes.
Yeah, take
Jesus.
notes, sitting in the back of the comedy store, watching David Letterman, watching Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock. I mean, all the comedians, and just sitting in the back, taking notes. And even back in that day, they could smoke in clubs. So my poor little eyes used to be burning, and I would just be in there.
Especially
choked
the
up,
cigarettes and the cigars.
Yeah, but I still
Yes.
was in there, just taking my notes, and I just didn't take shortcuts, and I just did the work.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be on a car lot running up and down, and you're in Hollywood, and everybody's on TV. You see your friends on
Yeah,
TV,
you working
and I'm at the car dealership.
But that game, that knowledge.
The reality is, and I'll tell
That
people
practice.
the truth, I was making more money than them. They were on
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
They were on TV, but they were having
Yes.
their bridal showers and their stuff at my house.
And a lot of us don't understand the business side of
side
that.
of
You
it,
just see,
yeah.
oh man, superstar, you on
Yeah.
TV. So
Yeah.
you assume that he's millions of dollars because the
Right.
movie made millions of dollars, so he got to have a
Yes,
big-
facts.
You know what I mean? And he might have had a 50, 80,000,
Right.
$30,000
Put-
advance.
Right.
Put
No
no limits.
residuals.
Put no limits on yourself. Set
so-
no limits on yourself, and no limits shall be set upon you. And just do you. Don't worry. I never cared. That's the story. When I leave this earth, they will say she never cared. I never cared about I wasn't funny. It wasn't about not being funny. It was about the journey. I'm here to get better. Should I come in the door being funny? No. I've seen all of them bomb. I've seen
that's-
everybody have a bad set except Jamie. I never saw Jamie Foxx have a bad set. I never saw certain people, I just never saw them have a bad set. But some of the greats, I saw them have a bad set. So you don't come in being funny. You might be funny amongst your friends, but it's still structure,
Right.
timing,
Yeah,
setup
and
of
it take
a
a
joke.
lot of nuts to get up on that stage
Yeah.
and make some people laugh
Yeah.
now.
So
that that's amazing. The fact that you lasted 5, 8 years, however
Oh.
long, like come on, man.
Yeah.
Monique, a lot of them folks some more.
Yeah,
a lot of them
she
folks will
legendary.
talk
It don't
and tell
feel
you
good.
like, look.
It don't feel good, but it's only for a couple minutes. It's all in the mentality, because when I got off stage, to me, I saw the greats sneaking out the back door. When they did bad, they snuck out the back door. I would walk clear through the audience, and people would be looking at me like,
Man.
did she know what just happened? Like, did she know she just had a disaster? I'd be like, girl, I like your shoes. How? And then they would say, man, her joy. They would say she's just happy. So you can't find your happiness through people. You have to find your
That's
happiness through your
priceless, too.
process and what your experience is. And then other people will see that, they'll feel it. And that's, you put it in the universe, it's going to come right back, So that part.
Put it in the universe.
Throw it up
Like that.
like that.
Give us your social media. Instagram,
Oh my God,
website,
yeah.
anything that you want to plug in.
Dollphace. My Instagram and Twitter is Dollphace Music. DOLLPHACE Music. Dollphace Music. Now, why I have Dollphace Music, I don't know how I ended up with that.
She got that Dollphace. Who gave you that nickname?
In high school, running track.
Dollphace.
There's a guy that I went to high school with. His name was DeJuan Martin. He called me Dollphace, and I just remembered that. So when I got in the singing group, I was like, okay, Dollphace. I'll use Dollphace and spell it PHACE, not FACE.
Oh yeah, we spell family with the PH.
Yeah.
I remember when you saw my clothing line. You was like, oh, and
Fresh.
PH,
Yeah.
fresh family, fresh spelled correct, family spelled PH.
Okay.
Yep.
For sure.
So that's
Absolutely.
what we find you on social media.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure having you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta have you
Fun.
back. I
We
know
gotta have you back when
you
we
on the
drop
way
our
out.
project with
You
us.
know what
Yeah,
I'm
she
saying?
trying to get fly
Yeah,
out.
she got to fly
The
out. She
jet
got
waiting
things
on
to
her.
do. L.A., Hollywood. I'm coming home.
I'm gonna try to get out there soon.
I'm
I'ma
coming
call
home.
you at Elise.
L.A., I'll see y'all soon.
Yes, Elise, and I'm gonna call you when I get out there. So y'all
Elise
better
Neal,
be
shout out
ready.
to Elise.
We're gonna go to crustaceans.
For sure. We looking forward, man. Beauty in the Beats. I go by the name of Drumma Boy. Jessica Dime.
Jessica Dime.
Dollphace
We
music
out.
in the building. Me in the building.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you guys for having me, and I love what you're doing, and it's amazing. Everything looks amazing in
thank
here, and I don't
Thank you.
expect anything less. Yeah, so we're
sure.
gonna do it. We'll talk about it
Already.
for sure.
Part 2
Yeah, I
coming.
heard
It's
it.
already done.
Coming.
It's already,
So-
you heard what the boss said.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out. I gotta go.
So thank
Drop
you
the
guys.
music.
We got a film to do.
We gotta film.